I try to find different ways in which I could streamline and process things to make them operate a lot better, a lot simpler. And we basically reverse engineered how you find a good investment based on whatever your set criteria is, where it's discount, yield, return. And then having created that, we then did all the work manually to find all the properties, to then look at the values, look at the rents, and reverse calculate all the way through. And thought, you know what, this is very cumbersome. So we reached out, built some technology. We now pull in data from 32 different data sources. We can very quickly estimate what a property's worth, what it'll rent out for, and essentially whether it's a good investment based on yield, discount, or whatever else. And by leveraging that, that's kind of how we built the tech to make things easier for our investors. But obviously overlaying that in terms of what we sort of and how we came together. Obviously, this then leads into the listing piece, because I was focusing very heavily on the on-market stuff, as you well know, but it was the off-market stuff that I really struggled with, because I didn't know how to get the kind of deals that people couldn't get a hold of by being able to do the digging and research themselves. So it'd be good to hear.
Well, that's the value, isn't it, that you're able to bring.
Absolutely.
Obviously, what you were explaining there was the way that we, in our investment vehicle that people go into is TrustBricks.
Yep.
For ours. So if we've got any investors that come to us directly, that's where we lead them to. But I suppose you were finding stock through this technology, but then it kept finding you or wanting to find you better returns, and the better returns are the things that we can find what we deem off market.
Yeah.
And obviously to be able to analyse that, that's where my property listing came from. So what my property listing was, and I suppose part of the background from myself was that it was, you need a specialist to understand buy-to-lets, HMOs, mini blocks. A local estate agent, they know their postcode, but they don't get this type of stock in every day.
Yeah.
And when I ran an estate agent, we probably got one HMO a year. To actually analyse that and value it and understand it and want to sell it was very difficult.
Yeah.
So I think my property listing is the real basis for it is there to analyse the properties that are coming through and ensuring that they are up to standard, the quality, or what quality really, and is that value that they want for it, because inevitably a value is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it.
Absolutely.
We all know that, and therefore do we think that that's the right advice for the landlord themselves? Because we've got to remember there's two people in this, there's the buyer and the seller. So it's trying to give the sellers advice as well on why they should use our services to be able to sell the property. For most people, for us, if you've got a property that's tenanted, you're struggling to keep the income. Most estate agents will want you to kick out tenants, put it on the open market, and we all know how long that takes at the moment. You could
Absolutely.
be over a year. The average sale time, unfortunately, is 9 months plus in the UK currently. So I think from that perspective, it's to protect the landlords and to offer them, if we sold it for X price, would you be beneficial to take that, or better off taking that price, or risking everything to go to the owner-occupier market?
Yeah.
That doesn't work for everybody, but the whole point is that by giving that analysis that my property listing does, that we're able to hopefully increase those number of sellers that can actually sell with a ready-made product, because that's what other investors are looking for.
Yeah, and I mean, once you started, because obviously, when we first started working together a little over a year ago now, and you sort of opened that door to me with the off-market stock, and sort of opened it up to the TrustBricks client, so to speak.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, because it was like a much more bespoke offering, as opposed to, look, here's the stuff that's on Rightmove. We've done all the hard work to find the good ones. It's now, well, actually, this is stuff we're direct to the seller with. We've done all the due diligence, we've done all the checks. It's really good property.